Greetings wargamers, today I'm going to be showing you how to make more fences for your gaming table. In previous videos I've shown you how to make some really great looking security fencing, from really basic stuff all the way up to stuff that would look great on any sci-fi table. But today we're going to work on some smaller fences that would look good in between houses and in the less urbanised parts of your gaming tables. So let's head over to the bench and get started. The first fence that we're going to build today is going to be a picket style fence. The standard sort of wooden slat fences that you see on homes and particularly in rural areas. Now to do this I've taken a strip of plasticard and cut it to length. I would normally use tongue depressors but I haven't got any to hand, so I've just cut some plasticard to the dimensions of one. It's about 11 centimetres long and it's near as damn it 2 centimetres wide. As you can see, I've added some 6mm posts. I've added 3 of them along there, and then for the picket fence itself we're going to be using coffee stirrers. So what I've done is I've gone and I've pre-cut all of the fence panels, the uprights, and I've pre-cut the cross pieces. Now these cross pieces are the same length as the base, so when they're added it will look a little something like that. What we're going to do is start out by spacing our sticks. Now the uprights are 2.5 centimetres tall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the marks on my cutting board here and I'm just going to line it up like that. Hold the posts against it to check the size. That would probably be okay, but I'm going to move it down just a touch. And then the next step is going to be adding the first of the uprights. Now to do this I'm just going to drop a dab of glue on both, and whilst holding both of them down I'm going to take one of the pieces and I'm going to pop it in place like so and wait for that to dry. And once that's dry I'm going to use the width of the coffee stirrer as a spacer, so I'll place it, if I can get this in frame, place it upright like that to use as a spacer and go all the way along until it's complete. So I'll do that now and we'll come back. All the pieces have been glued on to the supports now, and the next step is to just trim them up. If you turn the piece around you'll see that the bottoms aren't all level, so all we're going to do is we're just going to go along and just clip the bottom of each of the upright pieces in line with the bottom support to tidy everything up. You can skip this step if you want your fences to look more rough and ready, or if you want an absolutely perfect fence you can be more precise with your cutting. But all you need to do is just go along the bottom, trim them all off so they're all in line with the bottom support. And then the next step is to glue this onto our base. Now I've already gritted the base here, as you can see, just by applying some PVA glue to the plasticard and then adding some fine sand. It's easier to do it this way because once the fence is in place it can be quite hard to get underneath with your brush. Now for this step all you need to do is line your fence up. Just move that into frame for you. Just line your fence up with the posts like so. Add some glue where each post is going to be and then stick it into place. You want to hold it for a few seconds to allow the glue to dry, and make sure to apply some pressure to all of the posts. But once it's dry, you're left with a great looking picket fence. Mine's a little bit skew-whiff. So let's just see if we can adjust that. No, the glue is set. So when you're doing yours, you want to make sure to be careful with the angle. Because I'm trying to do this on camera, I can't quite see what angle it was going on. So mine's gone a little bit skew-whiff, but it's not a problem. Just make sure on yours to get the angle right. See if we can pull it off. No, it won't come off, so we'll just leave it like that. It's not a problem. And now we'll move on to another style of fence. For this next style, we're going to be using square mesh. Now, if you remember from our walkway video, I've actually taken this off a bird feeder, but you can get rolls of this mesh in most garden or home centres, so just keep an eye out for it. The main thing you want to look for is the size of the squares. You don't want anything too big because it'll look out of scale. But what I've done is I've already cut a length of it to match the size of our base, and I've already prepared another base, and all we're going to do is exactly the same as before. We're just going to line the mesh up and glue it on. Now it's a little more difficult doing it with the mesh because you don't have as much surface area to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it into place, and we're going to start at this end. Just going to add a touch of glue into the corner where each of them meets the post. Then I'm going to use some super glue activator spray just to tack weld them into place so that they hold. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come along and do the same on the other end. So we're just pressing our piece down, being as careful as possible. And again, pop some glue in place, give it a spray with the activator and wait for it to set. And then again, for the centre support, dab of glue where it connects on each one, and then spray it with the activator. You can do this without using the activator spray. You just have to hold it there while the glue sets up, because the activator spray will leave small lumps where it's reacted with the super glue. So if you want to avoid those, you can do it without the activator spray. You just have to go and be very patient, and it might move out of place a few times while you're trying to do it. And with the fence added to the bases, they're now complete. Now you can move on to painting them in any way you like. Picket fences tend to look good in a white, followed up with a wash of black or brown, and obviously the wire fences look good in a silver. And there you have it. Two types of fences that use really simple materials and are really easy to make, but add a great level of detail to your gaming table. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below because it really helps us out, and make sure to leave a comment to let us know which one of these new fences is your favourite. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We release new wargaming content every Friday, and you can subscribe by clicking up here, or you can watch last week's video by clicking right here. And until next time, happy wargaming.